Or if you feel confident, you can move on to learn about multiple bonds. Okay, so sometimes a single bond is not enough, and sometimes we need what's called a multiple bond, which means a double or a triple bond. And that's necessary when there are not enough electrons to give each element a full valence shell. So we never need a multiple bond for hydrogen. It's the only one involved that only has single bonds. All other elements can have a double bond or even a triple bond. So let's take a look. Alright, so let's do the Lewis structure for C2H4. So I'm going to put my carbons in the center, and I'm going to surround them by hydrogens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to put bonds between all atoms. Okay, what I want to do is also count how many electrons I have, valence electrons. I have 2 carbons. Each of them has 4 valence electrons. That's 8. I've got hydrogen, 4 atoms. Each has 1 valence electron. That's 4. And this is 12 electrons. Okay, so I've got 12 valence electrons. I have developed this skeletal structure. Now let's count how many electrons I have used. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, I've used 10 electrons, and do I have 8 electrons around all atoms? So I've got 2, 4, 6 around this carbon, so I need 2 lone pairs so that this carbon has 8 and this carbon has 8. When I do that now, I've used, let me count them, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I've used 14 electrons, but I've only got 12 available. So what I have to do, this is why it's good to do these in pencil, is I have to erase a pair. And I'm going to erase that pair. When I do that now, though, I only have 2, 4, 6 around this carbon. So what I need to do is take this pair right here, and I'm going to move it in here. When I do that, I have got to erase it from over here. Okay? And now what I have, let's take a look. Now what I have is this carbon has 2, 4, 6, 8, and this carbon has 2, 4, 6, 8, and each, let's do this, hydrogen has 2, so I've met both rules. The first rule, let's go back to the black pen, is that all have full valence shell, right? That's 8 electrons for everything other than hydrogen. And the second rule was I've used only what's available in terms of valence electrons, those that come from adding up. I've only used the 12. Okay? Let's try another one. This is actually the first one in your packet. This is on page 6, number 1. C2H2. Okay, so let's do this. Carbon. I'm going to form a... First, let me add up the valence electrons. I have 2. Alright. 2 carbons, each has 4 valence electrons, that's 8. I've got hydrogen, 2 valence electrons, 2 atoms, each has 1, that's 2. I have 10 electrons. Skeleton structure, I'm going to put a hydrogen on each side. Okay, I put bonds between those. And now I want to give all the other atoms a full valence shell. To do that, I need 8 around my carbon. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 8 around this carbon. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, now I count. And when I count, I have used 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I've used 14, but I only have 10. So what I have to do is I have to erase 4 electrons. And what I do is I erase those from the central atom. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase those 4. And now I have to look at whether or not carbon still has its 8. Well, it doesn't. 2, 4, 6, and this one only has 2, 4, 6. So what I have to do is move this into here. And when I do that, I'm going to erase them from here. Okay? So now this carbon has 2, 4, 6, still not enough. So let's take this pair of electrons right here and move this inside. I've got to now erase. And when I do that, my carbon has 2, 4, 6, 8. This carbon has 2, 4, 6, 8. So everybody's got a full valence shell. Now let's see how many electrons we've used. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've used the right number of electrons. I've got a good Lewis structure. Okay, so what you need to do now is finish the page 6, and we'll move on to the next podcast next, which will look at how we determine the molecular shape, molecular geometry. All right, I'll see you later.